I'm proud of us. Okay, so first of all, my name is Kimmay Caldwell, and I have been going to Curve and been a part of Curve and actually been a part of this industry since 2005. I know it doesn't look it, but 21 years in this business, and that's now 21 is the age of a Gen Zer, y'all. Can you believe it? So today, if you're looking for next-gen profits, winning over Gen Z shoppers, you are in the right place. I also want to make sure everybody has the parfait, beautiful things out here. Take those home with you. Go to the parfait booth. We're going to introduce you to them in a moment. But one of the reasons I'm so excited about this topic is because, so my nieces and nephews are Gen Z. And I took my niece shopping for bras, God bless her, and she's 6 foot tall at 16 years old. I know. And she has uneven breasts and inverted nipples. She said I could tell you this, I promise. I know, the faces of like, whoa, consent is key, and don't worry, I can tell you this. But the reason she's allowing me to tell you is because she felt so different from her peers, she felt so awkward and awful, and she did not know where to look for this information until she came to her Aunt Kim, who happens to be a bra expert. And when I told her, Brooke, I have seen thousands of chests and breasts. This is so normal, it's so common, and not only that, but there are bras out there to help you. It changed her whole life, and she is now feeling so much more empowered. So the whole reason that I work in intimates is because I truly believe that a bra fitting is one of the most powerful tools that we have to change somebody's life for the better. Can I get an amen or a hooray? Thank you. And because bras are worn right over the heart, because the fitting room experience is so intimate, we can change the trajectory of someone's life. How many people have fit somebody who's in their 50s and is like, my goodness, I had no idea that that's how bra sizing even works, and I've been wearing bras this whole time, my whole life. Wow, I wish I met you when I was 20. And I'm like, me too. Who do you know who's 20? Bring them into me, right? So this younger group, if we can start changing people's minds about their bodies, about what they wear over their heart every day, if when they open up their bra drawer, they can go, okay, who do I want to be today? How do I want to feel today? How do I want to move through the world today? They can have shoulders back and hearts out instead of, I don't know, I guess I have to wear this thing. We're going to change the world. I don't know if you've noticed, our world needs some improvements right now. So I'm so excited to have this conversation. Yes, everybody come on in, take a seat. I know you're gonna have appointments, it's okay. Come in and sit for a little bit, stand around, get involved. My whole point of this panel too is to encourage our boutiques and our brands to go out there and just make one step. You don't have to change everything. We're not experts. Well, you know, we're not experts in Gen Z, and I also feel like the conversation we're going to have here today, I hope will inspire you just to take one step for you in serving and supporting this demographic, okay? Hooray. Okay, so, first up, a big thank you to Parfait. Can we get a hooray for them? So Parfait is known as our sponsor, and I love working with them. I've actually, I've worked with Parfait for many years, and I almost shared some photos of me when I was like a Gen Zer's age. Doing some work with Parfait. And the reason I like them so much for our lovely demographic is because they have both the sizing, inclusive sizing that we need, and they also have the price point that's going to be really great for this demographic. So, here's a little bit about them. And by the way, all the things that you're seeing here right now are actually wire-free. It's a big thing for Gen Z. It's not the only thing they wear, but it is a big thing. Parfait's mission is to support women by creating and offering a size-inclusive, fashionable lingerie wardrobe that advocates a message of self-love and body positivity. Love that. I feel like the feedback's gotten better. Marvin, you're the best. They believe every woman deserves to have a wide variety of not just bra sizes, but also style options. They are dedicated to creating lingerie in a variety of sizes and colors, including diverse skin tone shades and various shapes and sizes, shapes and styles to help curvy women create a lingerie wardrobe for all their lifestyle needs. Their belief that their customers deserve to have as many Parfait styles and sizes options as possible continues to drive them. Here's the important part for me as a fitter. Most Parfait styles are available up to a 40K or 3XL US size, ensuring size inclusivity without compromising style. This includes sports bras, nursing bras, bralettes, bodysuits, panties, as well as everyday bestsellers in a broad variety of sizes, skin tones, and on-trend fashion colors. So back in the day when I was a fitter in a retail store here in New York City, there was the Charlotte bra, which is still around, and that bra was a lower price, super inclusive size range, really fun, sassy, retro style, and for some of our customers, the only option we had that went up to that size range that was also cute and fun and not boring. So very excited to have Parfait here today as our sponsor, and you can see them in booth 254, and we have the lovely Cindy here with us today, so go over and ask her a million questions about the brand. Can we have a hooray for Parfait? Okay, now we get to meet all these lovely people up here. So first, our first person is Anita. And Anita, can you please say your last name for me and take me off the hook?
Gudnyjardottir.
Sure. Welcome, Anita. What she said. She is the founder and CEO of SASSY, an Icelandic lingerie and lifestyle brand built around fit, confidence, and community. She launched SASSY in 2019 after struggling to find truly supportive leggings following the birth of 3 children in 3 years by Lanta, starting the business with just 20 pairs sold online. Raised in a small town in Iceland and with a background in high-end hospitality, Anita grew SASSY into a fast-growing, multi-channel brand by leveraging social media, especially TikTok, which we're going to talk about today, I know, don't worry, to connect authentically with Gen Z and millennial customers. She is passionate about modern retail, brand authenticity, and using education and entertainment to build long-term customer loyalty. Thank you, Anita. Can we give her a round of applause? Next up is Dr. Erica Gamble. Dr. Erica, raise your hand, is a professor, entrepreneur, wife of 20 years, and 2-time PhD earner known for her commitment to excellence, leadership, and service. A proud Midwestern girl and international traveler, she is the owner of The Wig Doctor, Wig Boutique, and Mastectomy Center, which she has led for over 11 years, and the founder of Confidence Restored Foundation Incorporated, a nonprofit dedicated to restoring dignity and confidence to those in need. Dr. Gamble is also a proud mom of 2 adult sons and a lifelong learner with a global perspective. With much more to do, she continues to educate, empower, and build purpose-driven impact across communities worldwide through mission work abroad. Thank you and welcome, Dr. Erica. Next up is Grace Gubric. She's been bra fitting off and on since 2011. She worked at 3 different bra boutiques and in Nordstrom's lingerie department before opening her own store, WILDFLOWER Intimates, in Fort Worth, Texas in 2024. She is passionate about educating customers about bras, helping them find their perfect fit, and offering lingerie and undergarments to people of all sizes and gender expressions. And fun fact, when she wasn't working in the bra world, she was an event planner for the National Air Traffic Controllers Union. Love this about Grace. Welcome her. I thought it was a fun fact. You never know what's going to help you in your current state. Okay, and then last but not least is Cindy Ortiz. She is the Customer Success Manager at Parfait Lingerie, a size-inclusive brand specializing in full bust bras up to UK H-cup and 42 band. With nearly 10 years of experience working with B2B retailers, she partners closely with accounts to support growth, optimize assortments, and deliver fit-focused solutions that drive success. She's new to our industry, y'all, newer, and I told her, welcome, you're never gonna leave. So please welcome Cindy. So first I want to start with some fun facts about Gen Z, because I think when I was putting this presentation together, I was like, who are we talking about? Like, who exactly is this Gen Z? I feel like the cutoff for the generations is always a little bit confusing. So here are some basic facts so we're all on the same page. So Gen Z was born between 1997 and 2012. Chances are you know some people in that demographic. They grew up fully with the internet and social media, which is wild. Gen Z holds more than $450 billion, that's US dollars, in global spending power, averaging $8,894 per person. That's from Snapchat for Business. In the US, Gen Z controls about $360 billion in spending power, so globally, the US has quite a large percentage of that big global portion, excuse me. And then Global Gen Z spending is projected to rise from 9.8 trillion in 2024 to 12.6 trillion in 2030. So they have some money, y'all. And then Gen Z makes up about 40% of consumers worldwide, and about 71% of Gen Z shop online primarily on their mobile. Now, as small boutiques, you might be like, dang it, dang it. However, I have good news. So, over here, this is an article called How Gen Z is Reimagining Retail and the Future of the Store. I'm not going to read this whole thing, but so you can take a picture of it if you want. But basically, they're saying how baby boomers were sort of known for shopping in retail spaces, but actually, it looks like 73% of 18 to 27-year-olds that were surveyed said they shop in-store at least once a week, compared to 65% of baby boomers. And what this research is really showing is that they're looking for an experience. They also online shopping has become their normal, so they want something different. And they really feel like it's more convenient because it's faster. We did the whole online shopping thing because it was more convenient, but they're like, yeah, then I gotta wait 2 days. 2 days, which is wild to us who were waiting 2 weeks for shipping back in the day, but now they're like, I just need it now, so I'm just gonna go in store. So remember, the pendulum swings this way and that way, and there's going to be statistics to support both sides of this, but there is an opportunity for the in-store shopping experience for this demographic. Okay, finally, this is from Lingerie Briefs, which Ellen Lewis has put together a real, I don't know where it is, if anyone knows. Thank you. I've got a finger point over here. But Ellen Lewis put together a really amazing Gen Z curated area. And then she wrote this great article. I'm not going to have time to read all of this, so go read her article on this. But I do want to say, she says, for Gen Z, lingerie is not about performance, it's about identity. And then this last thing at the bottom says, their shopping journey begins with one essential question: how does it make me feel? So you might already be selling to people in this way. This might be a new thing for you. Maybe you're used to selling solutions only. Maybe you're used to selling, undergarments to work with a certain outfit only. That's not what they're asking for. Okay, so Haley from Ashley's up in Buffalo, go Bills. She says, I always think approaching intimates from a point of education will capture the most widespread audience. I love an education. Utilizing the different social channels with slight changes in presentation. And then she says, unfortunately, TikTok has fried any remnants of an attention span I have, along with many others. So being able to draw customers in with those first image or that first 3 words is really crucial. So Anita, you've actually found great success on TikTok with Gen Z. And I know this might be a little bit nerve-wracking for some people who are like, there's no way. I'm not going to do the dances. I'm not going to do this. So can you tell us, what do you think most boutiques misunderstand about Gen Z or social media? And what changed for you once you stopped selling and started entertaining and educating?
Can I read off my points? Is that okay? Because English is not my first language, so I need some help here.
We appreciate it.
I think the biggest misunderstanding is that Gen Z doesn't want to buy, or that social media is just another sales channel. Gen Zs actually love shopping, they just don't want to be sold to. We can all, we know that feeling that somebody's just trying to sell me something, but yeah, it's icky, and well, they just they want the experience, like we said before. And what changed for us is when we stopped leading with the product and started leading with personality, like we show on TikTok. That changed a lot for us. And what I did is, do I say it now or yeah? What I did is that I hired a Gen Z TikTok person for me. She takes care of my social media, and well, she gets to the Gen Zs and younger, and yeah, they get them to the store, and we can help them there with what they need.
I love that. You can take it from there, you know what I mean? I also have some insight here. This is Janine Russell from People magazine. She reached out to me about the jelly bras, and I asked her about, would you want to contribute to this? And she said, well, as a Gen Zer, and I was like, okay, girl. So she says Gen Z, and also remember her whole beat at People is shopping. So she says, Gen Z values personalized, judgment-free experiences over mass market shopping. They may be more likely to trust a boutique that offers inclusive sizing, knowledgeable, diverse staff, and honest guidance, which is exactly what Grace was saying, especially around comfort, fit, and body neutrality. When boutiques show up in advertisements and social media with real bodies of different shapes and sizes and position themselves as educators first, rather than sellers, Gen Z will be more likely to respond. I was like, make all my points for me, yes! love that she said that. So this is my nephew. This is August Arce, an artist, Gen Zer, and a female to male transgender person. And I sent him a whole bunch of questions saying like, hey, do you want to help Aunt Kim out with this? It just said like, if you have like 1 or 2 sentences really helpful. He sent me paragraphs. He was like, let me tell you what I do, how I shop. I was like, okay, we're related. So he says, when it comes to shopping at brands, I do a lot of review research and YouTube video research. They are researchers. They go to either other creators or they're going to YouTube, they're looking at reviews. They want to make sure they're making an informed decision. And then says, when it comes to shopping at in-person stores, I just find things that are my style. I thrift, tons of thrifting and secondhand going on in this generation. I buy things from Hot Topic and Spencer's. He was saying how they have binders there, they look decent. He was telling me, check them out. Like, he was so excited to teach his aunt about where to shop for binders. I was like, I know. Although some brands are pretty performative about LGBT inclusive, I try my best to look at who owns the brands or what the brand has done for the community. So again, they're not just looking for a purple flag or a trans flag or a pride flag on something. They want to know, like, are you actually living out these values? Like, Gen Z is really shopping the values, which I love so much. Okay, so Dr. Erica, on to you. I was shocked. We went back and forth, and I told her, I don't think you understand, but this is a Gen Z thing, and you're dealing with cancer patients. So, and she said, no, no, no. We have a giant portion of our business is Gen Z. I was completely shocked. And anyway, she says, I said to her, I know some store owners here might feel like there's no real need to expand into this demographic. They've got a great clientele already. So why do you think it's important for us to reach into this generation?
Yeah, so when I first started my business, actually I was trained a lot by older boutique owners. And a lot of the older boutique owners kind of told me, hey, we're only going to service older people, right? That was the attitude. However, those older boutique owners have aged out. So they're not here anymore. So I was forced into, right, the change. A lot of the people that I now service are younger people. They are in this category. And so I had to change the mindset. Many of the people that are coming to me now are younger. A lot of people are going through, a lot of these people are younger going through these experiences. A lot of younger people are being diagnosed now younger. I'm seeing 25-year-old people who are being diagnosed with cancer. So I think no longer are the days where people are only being diagnosed with cancer and hair loss and alopecia that are 50 and 60 years old. So I had to change my thought process from the people who trained me when there was only the times when we were seeing older people. So also to your point about your nephew, I have people who reach out to me discreetly asking, hey, do you see trans people? Are you a boutique who services people who are transgender? Because a lot of these people who are going into boutiques are being turned away, are being mistreated and treated unfairly because of their sexuality. So if we want to be these boutiques who are servicing people who are stating that we are, you know, this Gen Z community, we see all people, we have to understand that these are the new wave of customers that we are going to be seeing.
Love that. And being really transparent about who you serve is so important too. I hosted a panel on inclusivity, and I think actually Laura was using your website as an example because on her she has it really clear that like who's welcome here at the store. And so they do their research, they want to go where they're welcome. And sometimes people who aren't even in that community want to know you support who they support too. So it's important to have that as part of that. I love that. Ashley adds here, Haley from Ashley's adds here, reaching Gen Z is the future of intimates. As the generation that grew up with a wealth of educational content at their fingertips, highlighting the importance of proper fit and bra styles is a necessity. I actually, when I was putting this presentation together, I should also add, we're friends here, I can tell you this, but like, my cycle's due tomorrow, so I'm like real emotional. And I was crying as I was putting this question together, which is a simple marketing question of like, why do we care about marketing this new demographic? But I was thinking, like, the children are the future, and we have so, I told you we have so much that needs to change in this world, and I was like, I really believe that we can make a difference in someone's life and helping them feel good in their body, and that will make such a difference in our whole world. So it's so important that we reach out to those people. So Abby from Canada says, Gen Z isn't just the next customer, they're shaping how everyone connects with brands. They value transparency, representation, all these things that Dr. Eric was just saying, education, and brands that feel real. Boutiques that earn their trust now are building lasting relationships that extend well beyond one generation, which is a great point. Okay, on to Cindy. So what are some of the products that can help people bridge this gap for Gen Z for specialty boutiques? And does Parfait maybe have any products that would fit into this category?
I hope so. We feel that with Generation Z, especially because they're the one generation that really lived through the COVID pandemic, everyone's concerned about comfort. What are we wearing all day long? What's going to make me feel best? Like Kimmay said, we feel that a great start with that is wire-free bras and bralettes. A lot of the Generation Z customers that we feel come in and out are really not anti-bras, but they're just, there's not enough not that there's not enough education, I'm not gonna say that, but they question everything. They're very, very conscious consumers. So, like if we're telling them like, you should buy this, they're like, why? Why am I gonna buy this? Is it comfortable? Am I gonna be able to wear this all day long? So a great place to start, just to open up that conversation is, introducing a wire-free bra that's gonna be comfortable all day long. We obviously do carry wire-free bras. It's one of the leading styles that we see with our Generation Z consumers. But it just opens up that conversation, trying to discover what's comfortable for them, what's gonna be a good fit, where do they, what size are they? Because a lot of us are not shopping the correct sizes as well, right? I think most young consumers are not going to these specialty shops to get fitted. They're not doing, they're still learning about going into stores and talking to specialists. So I think that, figuring out how to open up that conversation and make it a way that's comfortable for them, that allows them to feel like they can trust you when they're going through this process of fitting, is a great way to start. And then yes, Parfait does offer a lot of wire-free styles. We also offer wire styles as well, and we offer a wide range of sizes. So,
and can you tell us about this one you have here?
Yes.
Because we had a little let's see about it. And I'm being honest because I love Parfait bras, and this one has, is it this one or the other one, has hybrid sizing. And if you want to pass it down here, I can hold it so you can talk.
So these are two styles that we're actually introducing. They're both hybrid styles. So they're available in small to 3X, and then you also have the additional plus sizes. These are a really great way to start because a lot of the Gen Zers, they want to be comfortable. This specific bra is our Holly. It's our newest introduction to spring collection. It doesn't have any wiring. It doesn't have any bonding. It has a really nice double lining that offers really great support, especially for our more larger size ranges. And it's comfortable. You can sleep in it. And a lot of customers, I feel, a lot of our Gen Zers is a great opening with them. The fabric is really soft, it's comfortable. Gen Z is also very concerned about sensory issues, like are the wires gonna keep poking me? How's this gonna feel all day long? So starting with a bra that doesn't really have any of those concerns is a great way to start, introduce the conversation, build that trust, and then go from there. And then our Simplicity 2600, which is our newest style here, is also another great option that doesn't have any wiring or boning, but it has great molding, so it's gonna give you really great support. It's gonna give them a really great lift. But again, it's not going to oversensitize them with any kind of wiring or boning that's poking through.
I encourage you to go to the booth and see these on the model, talk to them, challenge them on the sizing if you must, right? But then also they have some really great legacy products that have been around forever that, like I said, I've been fitting for a million years. And the bralette options, there's so many fuller-busted young folks who want to wear a cute bralette with their friends and are like, this is not going to work for me. So the bralette options that actually do come in cup sizing have a firm back band, adjustable straps, and a deep cup with fun strappy things. That's what I send people to Parfait for that all the time.
Yes,
it's really great. Okay, cool. We're going to do it down the line. Oh, wait, hold on. Something from Ellen Lewis here. She says, product expectations are precise. Comfort first design, adaptive fit, stretch, size inclusivity, and multi-wear versatility. Mesh, rib, cotton blends, support movement, while low or no wire constructions align with their desire for ease. So this is what she's saying Gen Z is looking for. And then Janine Russell from People Again, she says, one clear win for us, we've been leaning into comfort first wireless bras. Now, as bra fitters, will tell you, you can feel comfortable in an underwire bra, but we also understand that they have in their mind what comfort means, and sometimes we have to meet our customers where they are now, and then introduce them into the whole world of possibilities once they've gotten their foot in the door.
They're okay with spending the money, they're okay with spending a little bit more as long as it's going to be comfortable, as long as it's going to be what they're looking for, what makes them feel best in their own skin. So don't be afraid of showing them, you know, a little bit of a higher priced bra. Most customers, you know, most Gen Zers are not afraid to spend the money. They're just going to be conscious about how they're spending it. So we actually offer some pretty great price point styles. Simplicity to start with, it starts at, I think our most expensive bra is $69, so it's very price conscious. But you know, for some Gen Zers, they might think like that's a bit expensive. Like, why would I spend that money on that? But they're willing to spend it if you're willing to take the time to explain to them why it's good value. So they're worried about value and price.
Great.
Yeah.
One word or one sentence, Sissy.
Okay, next.
My one word would be influence.
Well, you can okay, one sentence about jeez.
Well, I say influence because of social media, right? So what is seen is influence. So I think the concern is, am I seeing this? Who else is wearing this? Is this popular?
Yes, like creators,
Yes.
for sure, influencers, and also their friends.
That
if
type
their
of
friends aren't wearing
influence.
it, they're like, I don't know.
Correct.
Okay, next.
I want to say education versus entertainment. You can put education in the entertainment, mix it all together. Just make sure your TikToks or social media accounts don't just have the entertainment, because when somebody comes into your account, you have to be showing some products that you can actually see what that shows what you're selling. Yeah, that's it. Sorry.
You did great. You did great. Next.
So for me, it's the misconception that Gen Z only wants trendy items or only wants whatever the newest thing is. I think they do want that, but they also want good basics that are going to take them through their everyday life and what they need.
Love that. And offline, actually, this next question is for you, because you actually mentioned that one of the biggest hurdles is just getting Gen Z in the door. So you actually have really loyal Gen Z clients. So how do you get them in the door, and how do we keep them coming back?
Absolutely. So one of the best ways, word of mouth is huge for a store like mine. But to get that going, often going out into the community is the best way to spread the word. So going to local business groups, local women's groups, things like that, where women are already building community, and a lot of times those younger women really want to be a part of something. So they show up to these events, and when you're there and you're able to talk to them as a human before you talk to them as a salesperson, it is the best way, I think, to really attract them to your space. And then to get them to come back.
Yeah, keep them back. How do we do that?
I just listen to them. So when I have a customer who is clearly engaged and interested, I ask them questions about what they're interested in, what will bring them back. You know, if there's a specific brand or product that they really love, I'm going to stock more of that brand or product. So I would say before, I wasn't going to mention it, but like certain brands, like I will say Only Hearts has kind of a cult following, and when I find those customers that love that brand, it's worth it for me to bring more of that in, and then those customers keep coming back again and again, and those are some of my best clients.
So listen is the answer. Listen and then stock things that they're saying they really want. That's really important. So Abby adds here, many boutiques are incredible in store, but haven't fully translated that warmth and expertise and care into their digital spaces, which is often where Gen Z meets a brand first. You might want to get them in the store, but they might still meet you first digitally. So it's important to translate that over. The lovely Nicola Hopkins is here, gave me some great information here about Gen Z. She says Gen Z is a leading force in sustainable consumption, with 73% willing to pay more for sustainable products, and approximately 30% actively researching, where that research is a big deal, a company's environmental policies before making a purchase. However, another study showed that 88% of American Gen Z consumers do not fully trust environmental claims currently, showing a clear and vast gap between market desire and brand delivery. So these are important to them. They're shopping their values, but they don't trust. So building that trust online, in person at events is so important. That's always been important in marketing. I just think now we're kind of in this trust recession where we can't believe anything in the news, online, whatever. So building that in-person trust is so important for this generation. Michaela says, she was the Director of Brand Marketing at HUG, I think I have a typo there. She says consumer research and e-commerce data consistently show higher abandonment rates, this is for online, among Gen Z when product information is unclear, alongside heavier reliance on reviews, peer validation, and fit guidance. In intimates specifically, fit uncertainty is one of the top reasons for hesitation, and Gen Z is less likely to try and see compared to previous generations. When their confidence isn't established, they disengage rather than experiment. I thought that was fascinating. So it is so important for us to get them in, educate them on the fit, educate them on the product, and then go from there. Okay, so next up is Anita. We talked about this briefly already, but I'm gonna hone in on it. So how does who you hire affect who you can market to, and how has your team impacted your ability to reach different generations? How many people do you have from Gen Z on your team?
All of my staff members are Gen Zs.
Wild.
From the social media manager to the store manager right over there, and all my staff, they are all born in 1997 or younger. And that matters a lot because they can reach the Gen Zers and younger, but also have the more adults listen to them as well, because they're not too young to, if you're a 19-year-old working at the lingerie store like you have, and maybe a 60-year-old is not going to listen to you when you're 19, So they are like the perfect age, I think, to work in a store where you have all the various of ages from, 13, 12 and up. So they are like in the middle, and and also because we talked about TikToks, we show a lot of our team and our personality, which builds trust, and with trust you get sales with time. So that matters a lot to show who you are and just be yourself and on TikToks, and let your team be your team. And that is the face of the brand. So that matters a lot.
Yeah, and I think it's okay to hire different generations, but also we were saying this offline because Grace was sort of like, do your older customers listen to your younger staff members? I was 20 when I started bra fitting in New York City, and I would have these curmudgeonly, lovely ladies come in and basically say, before we started, honey, I've had bras longer than you've been alive. And I'm like, okay, let's just try some together and see how it goes. And by the end of it, they were like, you're amazing. This is amazing. Do you want to date my son? Would you like to go to the Nutcracker with me? Which I did. Go to the Nutcracker was amazing. And so you never know, give the young folks a chance. Let the older folks also do their job. I think that multi-generational thing is helpful, but hiring within Gen Z could be really beneficial. Here's another quote from Nicola about intimates boutiques can service the conscious desires of Gen Z by familiarizing themselves with the sustainability credentials. So if your customer is looking for credentials about sustainability and you're like, I don't even know what that is, educate yourself. Get to know what's important to your customer and then put that into your own shopping here at the show. So I'll let you read the rest of this later. I gotta go. Okay, so here, Jacqueline Sava from Soak says, hire within each generation so you've got real experience at your fingertips. Okay, so this question is for Dr. Erica. You serve a very wide variety of customer from age and need, and I'm curious, I know some store owners here might be worried that they'll alienate their current clients who are their bread and butter if they start to market to new clients. And I remember you telling me, segment the experience, not the customer. So can you tell me more about how you can serve more than one ideal client without overdoing it?
Yeah, so again, for me, when I started, because I was new, I only had one thing, just what I thought people wanted, not necessarily what I thought the needs were. So I had to, again, like you said, Grace, listen, right, to what customers wanted, but I also had to do things like coming here to Curve, also listening to people in the industry, because listening to just what those one or two older customers, and I don't mean older in a disrespectful type of way, but again, remember, I took over clients who from aged out boutiques. So these were women who didn't have bras, who had bras from 1980, or who had mastectomies or lumpectomies from like the 70s. They never had new bras. They never, so they were coming to me and they wanted what they wanted that didn't exist anymore. So unfortunately, when they came to me, they were not happy, because they wanted things that didn't exist anymore. And so with that being said, I had to introduce them to new things. When they saw things like what's on those posters over there, they were like, honey, no way. I don't want lingerie, right? I want support. They wanted the old torpedo, kind of, ideas. And I'm like, yeah, we know. So, change, transition. So when they saw things that I had, they were like, oh, wow, this works after all. I think I can live with this. So again, bringing in something for everybody, giving them a different experience, but also allowing them to understand, like, we have something for everybody. And everybody, doesn't mean young or old. Because I hear that a lot. These bras are for young people.
Right.
Even I hear that with wigs, because I have wigs too. These wigs are for young people. This is for young people. This isn't for, there's no such thing as bras are for young people. Wigs are it's for everybody.
So almost having those like hybrid products that can work for both demographics.
Yeah.
So you're not, because again, the overhead is, if you're just have bras specifically for this group and just have bras specifically for this group, that's too much overhead. But if you can find some products that sort of serve and support both, you're going to have one or two that are like really specific, but the core of your offering can really serve and support both, and you can reintroduce the older folks to the young stuff, and let the younger folks know, like, hey, this is going to work for you too. I think that's a good match. Yeah, a good win for everybody. So Wendy from Bra Bar says, it starts and ends with product and then experience. Building awareness in store by carrying relevant brands and products is key. But this inspires, and I thought this was really smart, this inspires mom to bring her daughter in and takes the guesswork out of bras and peer influence, and word of mouth does the rest. So, if you have a current customer already, great, but start stocking the products for their kids. So that way you can be like, by the way, do you have a daughter? Do you have a kid? Do you have someone who has bras in your family? Bring them in. We've got some stuff. And then they can kind of do the marketing for you, which I thought was really smart. Jacqueline says, boutiques must know both their clientele and their prospects. Understanding both and marketing to both shouldn't alienate either. While general marketing themes remain the same, the delivery method can just differ to varying audiences, which I thought was really wise. Okay, Cindy, last question. Let's say we've got some great stores out here and they want to start easing into some Gen Z products. Where can they start with either a Gen Z product or marketing?
Well, with marketing, definitely, social media, as some of our other panelists were mentioning as well. Like, social media is a great way to engage. They do get an introduction to your business through social media, TikTok, Instagram. They understand your brand identity. That's one way to start. Another way, like I said earlier, is just focus on like, oh, this is a style that I want to push today. You want to be very aware of what they themselves want for themselves every day.
And maybe start with some slightly lower cost products too, so that your overhead doesn't just blow up while you're kind of experimenting and asking, what works for your client.
Being conscious of what you're selling to them, because again, they're conscious consumers. They're, they're not afraid to spend the money, but they're going to be very aware of why they're spending the money. It has to make sense. There has to be a lot of value behind whatever you're selling to them.
Love that. Michaela actually adds to Grace's point earlier, where you're saying the misunderstanding is that Gen Z only wants trends, and actually she's saying here that's not really true. Like, time and time again, when it comes to buy, they're especially looking for categories tied to comfort, fit, and the body. So don't make any assumptions. Okay, so down the line, we're going to start over here first this time. Thank you for getting that to her. So listen, we talked about a lot. There's lots of possibilities people can do. If there was just one thing, one action or one direction that folks here could focus on to profit with Gen Z, what would you suggest they do? One word, one sentence.
Right, so I host an event. Have something at your store. We're doing a Galentine's event where we're going to bring women into the store, and it doesn't have to be focused on selling. It can be focused on sensuality or body positivity or just making connection.
Love that. Next.
Get a Gen Z on your social media.
Yeah, I would just say be open. Just be open and inviting.
Build trust with your Generation Z consumer. Be aware that they're extremely smart, very knowledgeable, and they want to be confident with what they're purchasing.
Love this. Okay, here's a final quote or two. So Abby says, early traction has come from education-led content and storytelling rather than direct selling. So just what Anita was saying. When Gen Z understands why a piece exists, how it can be worn multiple ways, and how it supports their lifestyle. I think you were saying before too, like they don't just want to buy the bra, like why? Why should I buy this bra? They're far more likely to engage and convert on their own terms. I have some more. I don't have time for these. We're gonna go to Q&A, but before, oh, do you want this? Go for it, babe. I saw you. It's a good one. I'm not gonna read it. So before we go to Q&A, I have some exciting things. Number one, I just want to give another round of applause for Parfait as our sponsor. Thank you so much. So you may not know this about me, but I am the founder of the Fitters Formula. We've got 2 Fitters Formula people up here today. They are in. This is my course and community for bra fitters. So boutique owners, some stylists, and some designers as well. But it's really for people who want to sell with confidence, fit with accuracy, and grow with empathy. I created this because we have great training here. Not everybody can get their staff here. Or it's April and they hire someone and they're like, I gotta train her up and I'm wearing multiple hats in my store. I need something that's gonna focus for this person. Or boutique owners who are doing it all and are like, I'm alone. Being a bra nerd is very lonely. I'm trying to talk about my job with people in like business forums and they're like, ooh, boobs. And it's like, So like getting to know people like yourselves and having those fellow bra nerds is why I made this. So Libby from Philly Rose says, joining the Fitters Formula has been one of the best decisions I've made for my business, just saying. And then we've got Sonia from Forever Yours, who basically, she basically challenged me and pushed me to create this. She's got multiple stores, she has multiple staff, she's a businesswoman, and she was like, please make this for us. We need to take something off our plates as store owners, and I wanted to support them. And she's been in the business for a long time, is an expert fitter, and she's still in this program. And then Chai from Canada says, the Fitters Formula is a must for all bra fitters who want to grow in their business. Whether you're a junior or senior fitter, there's something for everyone. I love how basically Sonia's like, even the most jaded old timers, which is what she's calling herself. So here's what's included. Hear me out, because I have something special for you from Curve. I've never done this before, so we'll see. But basically, what's included is 6 modules, and you can work through it and earn your diploma. And then there's also what we call the Bra Bible, which is 57 different bra styles that we go through and talk about what they are, what's a good shape for them. Then I have pictures of real breasts and bodies, not just illustrations, and how you can match those to those things. This is something I'm really proud of, because I really believe in body neutrality and making sure we're supporting all bodies. And when I first started as a bra fitter and I saw my first ever mastectomy body or 2 boobs or uneven breasts, I was like, what am I seeing? I'm trying to stay neutral about this. I've never seen this body before. And so it really helps introduce people to that might be new to your team or might have not seen that before. So I'm really proud of that. And then also the Hooray for Lingerie community and our live calls, which we have every other month, is really fun and we learn from each other. And then you also get this deep dive on virtual bra fitting. We did this on purpose because some of the people in our group have retail stores and some are more like freelancers, and I wanted to give people a way to work with people all over the world. Our members are global. We've got Iceland, obviously, we've got Atlanta, we've got South Africa, Australia, Guatemala, I don't know, Poland, all over the world. So I wanted people to be able to help people wherever they were. And then you also get discounts and additional things. You get lifetime access and you can either pay once or twice. Okay, this is actually from you, Anita. I pulled this from you. I know! But if you want to say anything about the Fitters, that's putting you on the spot. If you want to say anything about the community, either of you, you're welcome to. But I did not. You want to say something? Yeah, go ahead. I did not like this.
So I don't even remember how I met you.
Fate?
I don't remember. Anyway, but I will say this: when I first got into fitting, I didn't know what I was doing, and I don't know how many people are, just people think they know everything. So in this business, you never. Obviously, you are probably more advanced than I am. I think there's a lot to learn. I felt alone. When I first came here, nobody spoke to me, nobody said anything, nobody was nice to me, people don't talk, it's very closed. So in this business, it's lonely. And then when customers come in, they're sad. And the people that I'm seeing are sick.
Man.
So I needed people.
Testimonial, my lord. Okay.
I mean, really, I needed people. So when I found out about the fitters forum, I jumped right in. I didn't care how much things cost. I didn't care what it was. I didn't care because I needed to understand what I didn't know. So when I jumped in, and I'm like able to be transparent and crying and I don't know what I'm doing and all, you know, I needed to be able to do that. And so I find community is important because when you don't know, you just don't know, and you're able to talk to people and say, hey, what do you think about this? What about this? What about? Because again, I'm in Atlanta. There's not a lot of, well, there might be, but I don't know them. People don't talk. People don't help. I can't go to anybody. I don't know if you feel that way.
Collaboration over competition.
Absolutely. Yeah. So, and I still feel like I'm by myself. The hospitals exist, but people don't talk. So, I'm just saying what I just said.
Wow, well, thank you so much. Anita, do you want to add anything? I also have this up there people can read, so you're good.
I didn't have anything noted, but
no worries.
but I mean, yeah, it was a very deep dive, educational, which is great, especially when I am training my staff members, and even hosting these panels for bras, and I call it Bra 101 or something, for schools and women's evenings and stuff that I'm educating. So I really know what fits, you know, every type of bras, and also the community. It's great, and I've gained a lot of friends all over the world, and it's great.
Yeah,
I love it.
Thank you. Okay, so I didn't mean to put them on the spot, but so right now, if you do, you can get this QR code, or you can go to hurraykimmay.com/FF. If you use code CURVE, you're gonna get 3 more bonuses for free. It actually will take off a penny because I couldn't put 0, so you'll save a cent. Congratulations! But really, you get $750 worth of free training. So we have a deep dive on bra fitting and menopause, because even though we're talking about Gen Z, you've got other customers. I know, and then also a deep dive on queer support. That matters to the Gen Z customers so much. So if you're like, what language do I use? What products do I stock? How do I do this without just becoming like a rainbow flag of a store? You know, just having those bare minimum products maybe to get started with. This is a really great one for you. And then the right marketing method. So if we're talking about marketing to Gen Z, I literally created this, oh my gosh, in like 2012, and I use this same marketing method every single day. And I don't know if you've seen my marketing, it's pretty good. I like it. So it's important resources for you. So if you sign up by February 25th, I can't even read. By February 25th, you'll get these 3 bonuses automatically sent to you. So enjoy. I'm excited. Okay, now it's time for Q&A. Do we have time? Yes. Does anybody have any questions? I'm going to come to you. Ooh, we got one right here. Amazing. I'm going to leave this up for a second so you can buy it. Enjoy. No. We're going to get you because we got the recording too, so I want to get it.
All right. I'm Bridget, and I own a boutique in Holland, Michigan called Pretty's. Very much like you, I bought from an older owner. She trained me, and I came to Curve to learn things as I go. But anyway, you're not alone, by the way. And I love absolutely everything you guys have all said. This was wonderful. My question is, and I had very older clientele when I bought the business, and I started, we have a college, and I fitted a college girl. And she was so teary-eyed and wonderful, and she left and she came back and she goes, I want to do what you do. And so I have this 20-year-old who is mature enough, sweet enough, and she can fit all of my older as well as my younger. I wish I could clone her. But anyway, what I experience a lot with the Gen Zers is they want very matter-of-fact answers. So like they come in and they're like, I want to know my size, exactly what my size is. And I don't think I have the right answer for that. I carry many different brands to find the right piece for the right body. And like, here's a range. How would you, that's what I do, but how would you handle that?
So I'll take this real quick. So I start with, I think you're right. Is it okay if I say a bad word? slightly bad.
Don't ask me for permission.
No bullshit, right? Like they want to hear it how it really is. So I tell them that there is not one size that's going to fit you. I tell them, I write down for them actually when they leave a size to start with of what is going to be a good starting point, but that you may need to adjust depending on the bra. And I just tell them that they're all going to fit a little bit differently, and that's just the way that it is. And you know, it's not great.
Do you want?
But
writing things down for them that they won't come back?
not at all.
The question was, are you nervous if you write things down for them that they won't come back?
No, I think people, if they want to go online and find something online, they're going to do it whether you help them or not.
Yeah.
And building the trust with them and helping them understand their size is more important to me.
I will also add to this because not just Gen Zers do this. Like people come in and they're like, can you tell me my size? So that you can then go to Amazon and buy it. And I'm like, nope, that's not how this works. And they're like, well, what am I? And I'm like, well, first of all, you're a divinely created human being. You're not a size. Hashtag more than my numbers was a whole campaign I made. But also it's because I say this in the Fitness Formula all the time. You are selling an experience, not a product.
Well, yeah, it's more something that I've noticed, not so much a question, and I'm curious if y'all noticed it too. Like, yes, comfort, right? But have y'all noticed that everybody lately like wants a push-up bra?
Yes.
It's back.
Yes. Okay, let's talk about this. So we didn't talk about where Gen Z is shopping right now because people were asking me, and it's a lot of direct-to-consumer brands because that's where they're living, and it's a lot of Skims, it's a lot of Victoria's Secret. So that happens with almost every age range where we have to sort of bring them into the other options, right? Because they're going to find the places that market first. And they have kudos marketing money. I can't tell you how many times on Instagram I get people, what do you think about this brand? I'm like, oh, the brand that's marketing like heck to you on Instagram, but is a mediocre product? I don't love it. So I think the push-up trend too is so 90s, the 90s are back. And if you look at breasts throughout the years, in the 50s everybody wanted the point. In the 70s it was like, I'm not even wearing a bra. In the 90s it was a push-up to your face. And in the early 2000s it was sort of this lifted, smooth, and separated like Barbie boobs. So we're back to the push-up because the trends are going back there. We're also, and we don't have time to talk about this today, and if anyone wants to talk about this offline, please nerd out with me on this. But the body image of the 90s is also back, which I just got goosebumps. Sucks. And so the big boob push-up, the tiny waist, the super filters that we're seeing on Instagram and on social media is going to translate into what they want to buy to augment, shape, support their body. And so I think it's our job to educate people on the options and to let them see what real bodies looks like. I don't think there's anything inherently wrong with the push-up. I think the reason they want one is troubling. But I do think, you know what, if push-ups are back and cleavage is back, great. You know, Bridgerton brought cleavage back too. So, anybody want to add? Sorry, I'm preaching.
I have a point.
Go girl.
I sometimes just educate because when they're in the dressing room and they are asking for a push-up bra, and then I sometimes ask why, like what is that you want from the push-up bra, and that is usually the lift, which they will get from a proper fitted bra, you know. So yeah.
Yes, this is the part where as a fitter you have to say, this is what you're asking for, but I actually know what you need. Like when people come in and ask for a minimizer and you're like, you want your breast to look smaller, but you don't really want this shape. You want this shape, and we're gonna get a cut and sew bra for you, and it's gonna actually give you what you're looking for. But great, let's try this on. And again, like, I try so hard to be like, great, we can try one of those. Are you open to trying something else as well with me to see if it gives you the desired look that you're going for? So maybe with the push-up too, you know? Like, absolutely, I got some of those, we can try them on together. Are you open to trying something else too, that maybe this demi is gonna give you like the same little pop that you're looking for, but without the padding? And see if they'll go for that. Anybody else have a question? We have time for one more, we're over. Anybody have a question, a suggestion, a hooray? No? Yeah, you want to ask one? No. Yes, go. It's okay. No one's stopping me, so we've got time.
I'll just tack it on at the end. Thanks, Kimmay. So my name's Nicola. I'm actually a designer and product developer. I'm very emotional just being here today, like on the other side, hearing all of you share. Genuinely, I got goosebumps about 3 times, so it's so special to hear this direct feedback from people actually buying the product. So yeah, my question for you is regarding Gen Z and these shoppers. If you could give some feedback to us designers and product developers, how we can actually improve the product before it gets to you to sell. Do you have any ideas on that today?
I want to start with just the imagery. Have the models from the photos that have the bra properly fitted. I am so tired of bra brands.
That's more marketing, not designer.
Yeah, but I know. But that is something that is feeding Gen Z's how it should look, but it's the wrong. It shouldn't look like that. So yeah, that is number 1 that I want to add.
Okay. So any feedback for the designer?
I will say just fit testing it on real bodies and on as many people as you possibly can, because so many times I get a product that just doesn't quite hit the mark, and you can tell when it hasn't actually been put on the target customer.
I would say the sensory thing we were talking about here with the fabrics is really important. So the refining of the fabrics is really key. And also fully adjustable straps. Please.
Yes.
Please, God. Laura, go. I'm not coming to you, I'm tired, but I'll repeat it. Oh. Yeah, so the size grading for the smaller band, fuller cup customer, that same cup size on a fuller band size, or I should say same cup volume, on a fuller band size is going to feel different on somebody who has a wider back versus a smaller back. So not just putting the same old broad cups molding on the same one, which, yeah, that's important. It does have, yes. Yeah. Love this. Did you want to add to this, to the designer? Yeah, go. Yes. Yeah. Yes. So not just the size, but the coverage as well is important. Not every fuller bust person is full at the top. Love this. Look at us, collaborating together. Yeah. Stretch lace at the top. Flexibility for a real human body.
But then we also have those customers that really want to feel secure on the top with their softer tissue.
Look what you opened, Nicola. Look what you've done.
Like then it's fat. And like it's
I love a stretch, but not all my customers don't.
I do too. Okay, we're getting crazy. We're getting crazy here. Listen, I'm gonna reel it in. This was great. Yeah, thank you. Listen, I also will say, and I told this to Nicola as well when we were in Paris together, that one of my biggest desires is to bring more designers and bra fitters together, because there's actually quite a big dip in communication. So maybe there's a person who has a desire to make a bra. They're like, I want to make a bra brand, and then they'll go to somebody like Nicola, who's the designer. Well, then it gets sent to sometimes it gets sent to like a tech person, like a technical designer, and then the manufacturer, and then it gets sent to the buyer, and then it gets sent to the retail person, and then it gets into the customer. Whew. That's a lot of opportunity for the game of telephone for things to be lost. And there's sometimes there's amazing salespeople here that work for the brands, but they are not always getting the exact information from the designer and vice versa. And so I think it's important for us to bridge the gap. I love talking to designers and being like, why did you do this here? Or is the center gore always the same width no matter what the cup size is? Talk to me about the technical aspects. I don't know any of that, and so I want to nerd out with you on it and know, but I also want to tell you when I'm outfitting somebody and putting this product on a real human being, and she comes in and she's like, why is it tacky like this? We have to have those conversations together as a community in this industry. We'll do a whole nother panel on that another time, okay? Thank you everybody so much for coming. Please give our love